ValveBoss Model 70 generates 70 foot-pounds of torque. When a prospective customer is looking for portable valve operators, they're frequently confronted by advertisements that talk about 1,000, maybe even 1,500 foot-pounds of torque. And then in comparison, 70 foot-pounds seems so small. But the reality of it is that most water distribution valves don't need large amounts of torque to operate. Our customers regularly report that 75 to 85% of their valves can be operated with the ValveBoss Model 70. We certainly acknowledge and agree that there are cases where large truck and trailer mount machines are needed, but the percentages of those valves where that kind of torque is needed is minimal. We typically aim at the 4 to 12 inch distribution valve market, and that's normally gate valves. But we do have customers regularly reporting that they can operate 20-inch valves. I personally have operated up to 36-inch AWWA gate valves, as well as 72-inch sluice gate valves used in wastewater treatment plants. So although we, again, aim at that smaller valve market, we're not limited to that. If a larger bore valve is in fairly healthy condition and has a certain amount of gear reduction, chances are the ValveBoss can operate those as well. Obviously, most water distribution valves are located within streets or right-of-ways, but certainly we know that there are valves located in, especially in residential areas, in which the valve may be actually in a customer's yard, and frequently a very well-maintained yard. They certainly don't want to have a truck or trailer drive up on their turf and disturb their lawn or their landscape. Because the ValveBoss Model 70 only weighs 27 pounds and can be operated by one person, there's minimal damage, if any, to a customer's yard, and most of the time the customer would never even know the water tech was even there. Cost is a major issue these days, certainly in our economic times. The ValveBoss Model 70, of course, prices are always subject to change, but here in November of 2012, the ValveBoss Model 70 sells the list price for $3,000. When you consider the other valve exercisers and portable valve operators on the market that can go into the $10, $15, $20, even up to $50,000 depending on the options chosen, it's very difficult for small water operators to be able to afford that kind of money. And maybe more importantly, we also have a market in the larger metropolitan areas where they may have 10 or 15 service trucks. By having a low initial cost of the ValveBoss Model 70, there could be a machine put on each of the service trucks and still be far under what the price would be for some of the larger machines.